Hello, welcome to the Immigrant Lawyer. My name is Leah and I'm an immigration attorney licensed and practicing in California. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning more about US immigration laws, policies, updates, and maybe even do a little bit of yoga, Pilates, and movement on the side. So today's topic for Mobility Monday is how to get your bae to the USA in 2023. So a lot of people have been asking, what's the difference between the fiancé visa petition versus the spousal petition? And let's try to break down each one and demystify the process a little bit today. So with the fiancé petition or K-1 visa, more popularized by everyone's favorite guilty pleasure, including mine, 90 Day Fiancé TV show, a US citizen can sponsor their partner abroad for ultimately a green card. So how the K-1 fiancé petition goes is that a US citizen sponsor files an I-129F petition for fiancé with uscis, which is US Citizenship and Immigration Services. As you'll come to see, US immigration has a lot of different acronyms, so uscis is a big one. So the US citizen petitioner will file this I-129F with uscis, and once that is approved or processed, then the fiancé living abroad will have their interview at their local US embassy or consulate where they live. And then they enter the US on the K-1 visa and have 90 days to marry their US citizen sponsor. And then after that, the K-1 visa beneficiary can then apply for a green card or permanent residence in the US. So a lot of folks in relationships with or having an international romance look at the K-1 visa petition as a great option, and it was before the boom and 90 Day Fiancé blowing up. But since then and over the past few years now, case processing times for the K-1 visa have similarly exploded, so that before it'd be about 5 to 7, even up to 9 months of receiving the K-1 visa and for the partner to enter the US. So let's say 6 to 9 months on average. But now for the K-1 visa, it's about 15 months on average, 12 to 18 months. And that's just to get the K-1 visa to enter the US and marry their US citizen petitioner and apply for a green card. On the other hand, the spousal petition, kind of a similar process, but rather than being available only to US citizens, permanent residents can also sponsor their bae abroad for a green card. And how it works is that a US citizen or permanent resident petitioner can sponsor their spouse living abroad for a green card through what's called consular processing. And that process is initiated by filing not an I-129F as in with the fiancé petition, but an I-130 petition for relative with, again, uscis. And once that's approved, the beneficiary attends an in-person interview at their local US embassy or consulate and enters the US already as a permanent resident with their green card. So actually, these days, processing times for the spousal petition, consular processing, is also at about 12 to 18 months, quite similar to the fiancé petition. However, the big difference is that with the spousal petition, your partner enters the US already as a permanent resident. They don't have to go through the what's called adjustment of status for a green card in the US, but already have that permanent resident status at the outset. So weighing either option, the Fiancé K-1 visa petition, average processing time of about 15 months just to enter the US and then apply for a green card, which is then another 12 to 18 months, looking at about an average of over 24 months with the Fiancé K-1 visa petition versus the spousal petition of 12 to 18 months for a green card. Your better bet may be to try the spousal petition, and that's for those of us who are ready to take the leap or are already married. Go with the spousal petition. That would be my recommendation for 2023, but totally understandable for those of us not yet ready to commit and still thinking about tying the knot. Then doing the K-1 visa petition may buy you a little bit of time. However, if your priority is to be together as quickly as possible and for your partner to have permanent residence in the US from the start, your best bet would be the spousal visa petition. So make sure to drop links to what I've described in the chat, and feel free to comment, leave a comment as well if this is something that you've encountered in the past, or if you have questions for us here for your immigration community. And see you next time. See you next Mobility Monday.